Sponsored in part by DollarSeed.com for your flowers, vegetables, and herbs. All organic seeds, all only $1 a pack. DollarSeed.com. And by WillowSpringsSoap.com. Handmade soaps with simple, recognizable ingredients, making soaps using the cold kettle process while using traditional methods. WillowSpringsSoap.com.
Manurety.com, authentic Haven brand, 100% natural soil conditioner for the home garden, all your vegetables, herbs, and flowers. Manurety.com, always free shipping. Squirm and Worm Farm, organic farm and gardening supplies. It's conveniently located in Plymouth, Wisconsin. Worm castings, organic potting soil, organic and heirloom seeds, cover crop seeds, and more. SquirmandWormFarm.com.
Welcome to Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Extra. I'm Joy Baird. Well, today we're going to plant peppers, and planting a couple of different varieties of peppers. I've got some jalapenos here. I've got some hot Hungarian peppers, some mild Hungarian peppers, some bell peppers, some California Wanderers, a little bit of everything. Now, with peppers, you want to know what you're planting, where you're planting them. For example, if you plant the mild and the hot, on some of these peppers they look very similar, and if you guess incorrectly on what they might be and serve them to a family member, they may not be upset. But if you choose to do that, that's your business. So what we're going to do here is we're going to plant all the hot peppers on one side and all the mild peppers on the other side, just so we have a differentiation of which is what. Now, peppers, I've got a few jalapenos planted here. Peppers are similar to tomatoes, which means that you can plant them a little deeper than what they are in the container. And they will put, got a nice root ball here on this jalapeno, they'll put a few more roots on the base here. They're not going to put roots all the way up like a traditional tomato would. So we're going to get them in the ground. It's really easy to do so. They're really easy to plant. Now I've got this trench here basically so I know, try to keep my rows straight. Peppers are much like chickens. They like to have a lot of friends, which means you can get away with planting them relatively close. We're planting them a little less than a foot apart. And peppers like a sunny location. They are a stiff-stemmed plant. You can support them if you do choose so. But unlike planting tomatoes in the trench method, you don't want to plant peppers in the trench method, because if you lay them, they're not going to, because that stiff stem, they're not going to come back up very successfully. Like I said, they like a lot of friends. We're going to put them in as tight as we can, because as they reach maturity, they're going to grow into one another. They're going to be friends to one another, and that adds more strength to that whole row. This is going to be a hedgerow of jalapeno peppers, and if you've grown the hot peppers before, you know how prolific these things can be when it's time to, when they start putting on the peppers. So I'm just going to get a couple more planted here, get the rest of these planted. Then we're going to move over and plant some mild peppers. We got all our jalapeno and our hot peppers planted over here. Now we're going to plant our more milder peppers. Now with these have been planted probably since February. They've been in different varieties of pots. And you can see with the very good root growth, they're not root bound. Really good. Now with these, I'm not going to plant them as deep as I did those, because there's a lot more leaf growth on them. I'm going to plant them just slightly deeper than what they are. Those I was planting about an inch deeper than what they were in the pot. Just hold the root ball real careful. Get your hole dug. And with these peppers, I'm not putting any special fertilizer or anything in the hole. I'm just simply getting the pepper in the ground and covering it back up, making sure there's no air pockets. And it's that simple to plant peppers. Now, we're planting peppers in early summer, but we want to start thinking about seed saving. So let's take a look at that. Radishes are a cool weather crop, and when it gets too warm outside, they go to seed and they look like this. To most people, you just rip them up and throw them in the compost bin and put something else in this bed. But if you're a seed saver, you know what to do. You just let them go and do their thing. They'll put little leaves on, or little pods here where the seeds are going to be. And when they get full, you want to harvest them before they dry, or you can bring them inside and let them dry naturally. So you can have and carry on the traits of this type of radish for years and years to come. This is actually the second generation of this particular radishes. We saved the seeds, we planted them, and now we're going to save the seeds off of them again. Onions are another great vegetable to save seeds from. These onions are biannual, or onions in general are biannual, much such as leeks are as well. They'll put this flower on, open up, and there'll be hundreds of little seeds in here. As you see the flower begin to dry, that's the time you want to snip it. Take it inside to a cool, dry, not windy place and allow the seeds to naturally dry. Then you can simply take your hand and roll the seeds out of the pods. There'll be hundreds of little black seeds in here. Now these were planted last year. They didn't come up. We planted them again this year, or moved them over here, and they came up. They'll put a very small bulb on when the flowers are being produced. Now sometimes you may get onions and they do this their first year, and that's somewhat typical as well. When the plants are extremely stressed, they'll go ahead and put a seed pod on real quick. But there's hundreds of great seeds in here that you can save and plant for next spring's garden. We're up in our 4x4 foot bed with our daikon radishes that we planted on a straight to the point. Now, we didn't get the root that we wanted on them, and they went to flower and to put seeds on. Now, this may be, some people say, well, we failed. Well, we kind of did and we kind of didn't. Though we didn't get the root development that we wanted on them, we will get hundreds, if not thousands of seeds on these daikon radishes. Benefit of that is we can make daikon radish sprouts anytime we want in the house. So just because things are going to flower doesn't mean you have to pull them up and throw them in your compost bin. See if you can save some seeds off of them so you can grow them again next year. If you like what you see, feel free to subscribe and comment. We put out the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Extra each and every Tuesday with a variety of other video series throughout the week. I'm Joy Baird, and this has been a Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Extra. For more information, you can visit the website, thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.